Një prej barierave më të mëdha të Kosovës, jo vetëm me Serbinë ose me komunitetin serb brenda Kosovës, por edhe me ton komunitetin ndërkombëtar, është tashmë çështja e asociacionit të komunave të banuara me shumicë serbe. Kosova, me të drejtë, i friksohet ose i druhet një niveli të tretë pushtetit ose një farë, themi ashtu, një farë entiteti me kompetenca ekzekutive, që mund të jetë ose mund shndrohet në një themi ashtu parathënie të shkëputjes ose të minimit të shtetit Kosovës. Rëndom kur e kërkojmë burimin se ku është ky asociacion, atë e dëgjojmë në raportin e ish-përfaqësuesit special të sekretarit të përgjithshëm të OKB-s, Eide, i cili në vitin 2005 harton një raport ku për herë të parë aty flitet për një lidhje horizontale të komunave. Por megjithatë, edhe aty është te i kujdesshëm të thotë se kjo në asnjë mënyrë nuk duhet me dobësu autoritetin e Prishtinës ose institucionet e Kosovës. Nacionalja ka zhvilluar një intervistë me zotin Eide, ku na shpjegon në hollësi se çka ka pas ndërmend me një lidhje siç e quajnë ai horizontale në atë raport.
There are two basic conditions for this to work the way I've envisaged it, and one was it does not affect Kosovo's control over its territory, its sovereignty as a state, which means this is not some kind of entity that to some extent belongs elsewhere. It belongs to Kosovo. It's under the nationwide or statewide institutions of Kosovo. That's absolutely clear. So nothing that would affect the overall authority of Kosovo institution on its own territory. Then second, within that context, there is obviously, or was obviously, and it still seems to be, there is a need for Serb or municipalities or Serb majority to be able to cooperate on certain issues, horizontal linkages. They were specified, and in the beginning when I started writing this, it had to do with education, health, and some others, and then I guess we added on a bit towards the end of the discussions on this report. And the intention here was to come to grips with the question of parallel institutions. We could not allow there to be parallel institutions that were in some way under the control of Belgrade. There has to be clear lines here. This does not mean any undue interference from Belgrade, but it means to make sure that mechanisms exist that enhance the possibility of Serbs on the territory to protect their own interests within these areas that were identified. What I repeated over and over again was that it has to be part of the overall Kosovo state framework, Kosovo constitution. So I think when so much fuss is made around it, it has also to do with a lack of readiness to negotiate seriously. I must say that I'm very disappointed that this issue, 18 years after it was conceived and then welcomed, by the way, both by Pristina and by Belgrade, that is still a contested issue. I think it's a symptom of something else. It's a symptom of something else. But my position at the time was that this would be a part of a framework where the most important component would, of course, be a mutual recognition. Serbia would recognize Kosovo as a state. And now it's taken out of that context into a context of some kind of Plan B proposal,